Hey, ladies. Hope you had a wonderful day. Just wanted to come in and talk to you for a little bit. So, listen, a lot of times, a lot of us, we are dealing with, situations where we may be going through it with some of our friend girls, and we feel like, hey, we've known these girls for so long, and, this is my day one, and, this, that, and the third. And sometimes we have, loyalties to people who, the time has ran out on the relationship. But because we may be built a certain way, because they may know where all the body's buried, we have different reasons for why we hang on to situations that the time really has lapsed on the situation. So in this season, I think we should just be mindful that sometimes where you're about to go, the people that's been on your team, they ain't going with you. And, that can be it could be a humbling thing. It could be a hurtful thing. It could be a happy thing, because sometimes in some of these friendships, y'all really ain't been good for a while anyways, right? Anyways, y'all ain't really been good for a while. But for whatever reasons, you have been hanging on to the relationship and hanging on to it really barely. Y'all conversation's not the same. Y'all don't talk as much. When y'all do talk, y'all, bumping heads. Y'all used to agree about the same stuff. Y'all used to laugh at the same stuff. Now, one or both people argumentative all the time. Have little jabs that both people returning, because y'all built the same. So if she say something slick, you say something slick, and then both of y'all feeling a certain way about what was said. Y'all interests are different. You no longer enjoy doing the same things. And then sometimes, even though you may enjoy doing the same things, you don't enjoy doing them together. Y'all may be going to the same place, but y'all don't want to go with each other for whatever reason. Y'all opting to pick your other friends to slide to the event with. So it's a lot of things that may happen during a relationship, and it still comes down to the same thing. Y'all have outgrown each other. The relationship is going, in a different direction than what it once was. And sometimes that's just the realities of life, because people move in different directions, and you may have two chicks who, they was peas in a pod at one point in their life. And then now you got this one girl that she's very ambitious. She's very driven by this, that, or the third. And then you may have your other homegirl who, she goes and get married. They are literally on two different paths. And sometimes those situations work, but then sometimes they do not. And, before you know it, you feel like you and this person don't have anything in common anymore besides y'all history. And sometimes history is just not enough to continue to make that relationship continue to grow. Because one thing about relationships, whether it's friendships, whatever it is, whether it's sisterhood, brotherhood, whatever it is, relationships have to be fed in order to grow. That's the reality of it. They have to be fed. You have to put in. You have to, it has to be some buy-in on both behalves. Like, that girl has to want to be your friend just as bad as you want to be her friend. Because anytime you get in a situation where one person wants the relationship more than the other, regardless of what kind of relationship it is, listen, it's lopsided. So the days are numbered. You could believe that the days are numbered for that relationship. And I'm a big proponent of friendship. Like, friendship is like my thing. Like, when it's real, when it's genuine, when it's solid. Like, for me, it's nothing better than a friend that you like. That's my dog right there. Listen, anything she need, I got her. I got her kids if they need me. You hear me? Like, if the relationship ain't that, I don't even want it. And that's real. Like, if I don't care if it's one chick that's like that. I don't care if you got one solid chick or if you got two solid chicks or three solid chicks. But listen, if that ain't it, I don't even want it. And one thing I do regret is that, you know, in the last couple of years, I think I have been a lot more lenient just because I felt like I needed to kind of, I felt like I needed to ease up because I felt like sometimes I was really hard on women, you know, and I could have a real nonchalant, real get out my face, I don't even see you type attitude. So I tried to, you know, purposely be a little lenient and purposely, you know, give in a little bit. And sometimes, you know, people was in my ear like, you know, ease up, give them a chance. And listen, let me tell you something. I regret that. I absolutely regret that. And I'm absolutely going back to no nonsense. Like, listen, I ain't sparing you. Like, slide. I don't even see you. Going on about your business. The only thing I want is 100% you either all in or you all the way out. And that's how I feel. And it's nothing less. And I'm encouraging you to figure out, you know, where's your strong points in your relationships with your friends? Because, listen, life can be short sometimes, but even if it's long, the only people who should be enjoying a long ride with you is somebody that's really solid. It's somebody who really has, you know, put in the work. They deserve to be there, or they really want to be there. So they really want to be dedicated and put in the work to be there, and who's going to show up, you know. It ain't no free rides, because in this season, you know, they may need you, but in the next season, you may need them, and they have to be willing to show up in the same way, you know. And the reality is that if your friend ain't putting in what you putting in, then that might not be your friend, or you might need some new friends, because you have some friends that they feel like, you know, they're entitled, you know, like they don't have to give in the same way that you giving. And that's a no. Because what make you so special that I'm supposed to just keep acquiescing to you, keep looking out for you, and it's no buyback? You ain't returning none of them favors? Like, you ain't showing love in that same way? Like, no, it's the same with, I shouldn't have to be the person calling all the time, checking on you. Hey, girl, I'm just, you know, trying to see how you doing. I ain't heard from you. Listen, if it's no buyback, then that's just what it is. Like, pay attention to those things. When they're not contributing to y'all relationship in the same way, pay attention to that. That's a sign. It may be time to go. They may not like you like that no more. You know, whatever it is, because guaranteed bet if it was a dude, that dude ain't the one who got to call her all the time. She's returning some of his calls, or she's calling him sometime first. But then when it comes to you, it's, you know, you the one doing the check-ins. Man, listen, the time is over for all of that. Life is too short. And even if it's long, that's not the play. So I encourage y'all to figure out what's going on in some of these relationships that are dead, that's old. The time has been up, and you still been holding on to it for whatever reason. Y'all was friends in the 2nd, 3rd grade, or, you know, y'all used to slide good together in 12th grade in high school. That was your ace boon coon. Like I said before, maybe they know where all the bodies are buried or whatever. So what? So what if they know where all of them buried? So what if they know where they buried it and cremated? It does not even matter. Guess what? When it's time to go, that's what it is. It's just time to go. If they tell all your business, they tell all of it. So what? Whatever you did, you should be able to stand on it and don't worry about it. Yeah, you did it. So what? And right? Because that too is what people be worried about, that, you know, oh, they're going to start telling this. Man, listen, I don't care if you tell about everybody you know I done did X, Y, and Z with. And when I did it, and I don't care nothing about who you tell. I don't care nothing about, but that's me. I understand other people are not like that, and they are afraid. And sometimes people do know too much about you that can hurt you and harm you, and people call you jobs, etc., so forth. Listen, pay attention. When the relationship is over with, let that sister go on by her business, because your best friend could be waiting right down the road. Your next best friend can be waiting, you know what I'm saying, for you. So don't feel like you have to hold on to these old friendships that have, you know, came and gone. They're no longer any good. You get older, people start having weird issues going on. You no longer vibe with them. Their mindset is different. Some of the stuff they have going on in their life is different. Their kids may be disrespectful. For whatever reason, you just not on board with that. And that's okay. You don't have to be on board with that. Right? But figure it out. Figure out if that is a relationship you feel like it's worth keeping, or it's time to hit the door and be gone.